I must first start with telling you and saying to you how humbled I am, and on behalf of my mother also, to be counted amongst this panel and the great honor that you have bestowed upon our family, the Dato and Engemann family, in even having me up here. So I'm very humbled. As most of you know, I grew up with Trojan blood flowing through my veins. My one dream was to go to this university. My sister Denise, who is here today, and I used to play under the big, huge trees, the redwood trees that are now where the Bing Theater is. And we would play tea party under there while the Trojans were playing baseball on Old Boulevard Field. And we dreamed of the day that we would be students here and we would be a co-ed. Now, as most of you know, my father coached baseball here for 45 years, and as was his admission, he was only paid $1 a year for this. Now, it was my mother's job to spend that dollar while raising 4 children, and she chose to give it back through very wonderful philanthropies, both on campus and off campus, to help young people and to attain their health and their wealth and their education. And one of her favorites, if not her very favorites, was Town and Gown. And for years, she worked tirelessly in every position to ensure that young people got to come to USC. So I honor her, along with you, for instilling the philanthropy just as a general thing and part of our lives. Next comes my wonderful husband, Roger, who was embraced, as he is an Oregon Duck, was embraced by USC, and specifically the Samples, as I recall, who dubbed him a twofer. That not only did they have the Dato tradition, but now they had this wonderful man as part of their family. And he has been my best partner. He has embraced all of you, all of the administration. He fell in love with this university, and not just the administrators, not just all of you, but very much getting to know the young people here and the students that we have and the professors, the deans, administration, and I'm wrapping it up. But that's why, I could read rap, that's why we did what we did for the health and wealth and education of our students. Our vision for our gift kind of went back several years, many years ago, again under Dr. Sample. No one says no to Steve Sample. And it began in helping the Dato Field when it was being built, and for us to endow a Baseball Hall of Fame there. And that first gift was split between the Baseball Hall of Fame and the School of Theater, because it was said that if there was enough money to begin a building campaign, that the university would pay attention to that. And they did. And then fast forwarding many years after my work in the Alumni Association, and several of our presidents are here in the room, Gail Bensusan and Ramona and Lisa Barquette. I don't know if there's any others that I have not seen. Oh, Carol Fox back there. And Elsina Rice, hi. These are all our buddies and learning so much about the university. Then one day, Barbara Rasier came up to me and sat at lunch, and she said, you know, Roger and I endowed a building and named the School of Education. Did you know that we were once clients of your husband? You really should name a building too. Love you, Roger, you remember that. So when Dr. Nikias presented us with this wonderful opportunity to name the new Student Health Center. It brought back a lot of memories to me in 1967 when I was acting, and many of you have heard this story. I was acting here on campus. I had the lead in a show with a gentleman who, the night we had our final rehearsal, and it was the kissing scene. And I noticed that he was a little sweaty, and it was just very difficult for me to do this because I'd never done this before. The next thing I know, the next morning, I am awakened at the Theta House at 6 o'clock in the morning and told to get to the health center. And the health center, I had no idea why, but I had to be there by 6:30. And as I did, line up with the whole cast and crew of our theater department, our drama department at the time, it turned out that this poor gentleman had hepatitis, and so we all had to get gamma globulin shots. And it was 6:30 in the morning, still dark out. There was a little light lighting the pathway, if you all recall what that looked like. And I got my shot in my tush in the hallway because there wasn't enough offices and exam rooms to get everybody a shot on time. So I vowed that someday no other student would have to stand out in a hallway and bear their little tushy hip. And that, when Dr. Nikias gave us that opportunity, I said, yes, it's here. Let's do it. And part of the thing that was the most important part of this health center was that it's not just a health center. It's a place of safety, of wellness, and comfort and ease, and a support of both the students and the faculty. And it just couldn't have been a more beautiful way for us to, again, deal with the health and the wealth and the welfare of our students and our faculty of this university we love.